and the legal aspects of real estate. And we brought in a lawyer who is also a realtor with us to share from his experience. From he has over 20 years of experience in law, in legal matters, in litigation and also real estate law. So I think he would be the best person to come on this webinar and teach us about our topic, which is land title and the legal aspects of real estate. So this is just a summary of our speaker, Dr. Asaaju Olugbenga. He's a legal and real estate consultant. You can let us just read a summary of his experience. Principal counsel at Benga Asaaju and Co. He holds advanced degrees in Ph.D. in law, then member of several prestigious bodies, including the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators UK and the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Forensic Investigators. So, please, you need to bring out your notes, your Bible, and write because we have a lot that is going to teach us, that is going to share with us on you today. So, as we welcome our speaker, let us all applaud. So we can unmute and clap, or you can put up the clap smiley on the comments. Please, I want to hear people's clapping. Let's clap, clap. Can't you guys, are you guys hearing me? Clap, let's clap for our speaker. Or you can comment. You can also put in the comment section the clap smiley. Okay, so I will be unmuting our speaker now so that you can take the floor. All right. So let's welcome our speaker. Call.
Good evening, good people.
Hello, Tosin, are you there?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. You are welcome, sir.
You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Well, I've been adequately introduced, and I'm happy to be here at this webinar before you. So I don't need to do any further introduction. I consider it a privilege to be asked to speak on the topic before us this evening. And I wish and I trust that it's going to be a wonderful experience for everyone this evening. And as our uncle has said, that you should get your biro and your jotter so that you can scribble down some things so that you may find them useful in your business. And as you can see, the topic is land titles and legal aspects of real estate. This is a dynamic topic because it involves life and life's activities. We're talking of shelter here, and shelter is one of the three basic things that man must acquire in order to live a fulfilled life. So it's a worthwhile investment if you are into real estate because you are securing your future in this area of man's endeavor. So I thank you very much for being at this program. And I trust that at the end of it, you're going to benefit and you're going to relax and then count your blessings. Well, understanding real estate, it cannot be overemphasized because real estate is more than just buying and selling property. It's about understanding the framework that ensures ownership is legal, secure, and transferable. So at the heart of the framework are land titles, and the legal processes that govern the transaction of land ownership. I hope you'll be following me as I proceed with the slides. Now, what is land? One may want to ask, what is land? A land title is an official, land title is an official document that proves ownership of a parcel of land. It outlines the rights and the limitations attached to the property. Without a valid title, ownership is not certain, and the land could be subject to legal disputes. But we must also realize that the ownership of land in Nigeria, particularly by the provisions of the Land Use Act of 1978, particularly Section 1, Subsection 1 of the Land Use Act of 1978, confers ownership of land in every state on the governor. Therefore, anyone who wants to own land in any particular state will have to apply to government, and such document will be signed by the governor of that state. Okay? All right. Now, we move to common types of land titles. What do we mean by land titles? Land titles are the things that confer ownership on you as you acquire a particular land or tracts or parcels or pieces of land. So the common titles of land include certificate of occupancy, which is commonly referred to as C of O, certificate of occupancy. Now, typically, it is issued by the governor, by the government, signed by the governor, or his appointed man. But sometimes it's usually the Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General who signs on behalf of the governor, and the certificate confers legal possession of land for a period of 99 years. That is the provision of the Land Use Act. It is usually conferred on the owner for 99 years. After 99 years, then it is renewable. Okay? That is C of O, certificate of occupancy. The next one is referred to as the deed of assignment. The deed of assignment. If you recall that at a Lincoln City property, anyone who has finished paying for his land is usually issued deed of assignment. That's what you get when you pay for the statutory. When you hear Lincoln City property say you pay for statutory, that's exactly what you meet there. Deed of assignment. A deed of assignment transfers interest in land from one party to another, commonly used during deals. And that's why when you pay, for example, to Lincoln City, and they issue you your deed of assignment, so it transfers the ownership of land to you as the new owner. So that is the deed of assignment. And it should be of interest to you that it is a requirement of the law that any land transaction or any transaction in land must be by deed, not just a hand note or any receipt. It must be by deed. If you acquire a land and no deed of assignment has been prepared, then your documents are inchoate, meaning not complete, inchoate. INCOATE. in Kuwait. That is, in ordinary English language, it means not complete. Now, after deed of assignment, the next one is now, when you have a certificate, you are acquiring a land that already has a CFO. You don't need another CFO because government does not issue two certificate of occupancy on one single land. No. What you get, if you purchase a land that already has a CFO, what you now apply for to government is governor's consent. Governor's consent. It is mandatory approval for every subsequent transaction on the titled land. Particularly important is states governed by the Land Use Act. Graciously, the Land Use Act covers the entire 36 states of Nigeria because it is an act of parliament that was enacted. And so it covers. And I told you earlier on that by the provisions of Section 1, subsection 1 of the Land Use Act of 1978 as amended, every land in each state is vested in the governor. So it is the governor at his own pleasure that transfers interest in land. So if you acquire a land that already has a CFO, what you apply for is governor's consent. You'll be issued what we call Form 1C and other another document that must accompany your application for governor's consent. At the moment, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I am processing about 5 governor's consent and maybe about 8 CFOs for some of my clients. So you need all these documents in order to confer legitimacy of ownership on you when you acquire a particular land. Okay? Now the next one is freehold title. Freehold title. It conveys full ownership in perpetuity. What we mean by perpetuity is forever. Forever. So it conveys full ownership in perpetuity, that is forever, often more commonly in private or traditional systems. Traditional systems. For example, in Nigeria, in land transaction in Nigeria, particularly some western states, states in southwest Nigeria. So it is common to have freehold title. So it conveys full ownership in perpetuity, that is forever, on you when you acquire one. Okay. Now we move forward from freehold to so registered survey plan. Registered survey plan. This is where your surveyor comes in. Every land that you acquire, even if it has an existing survey plan, that survey plan must be in the name of the person that is transferring the interest in land to you. That is the person who is the vendor, the person who is selling the land to you, if he has already processed it before. But since you are acquiring the land and it had an existing survey plan, you must also call in your own surveyor to survey the land in your name. In your name. So, because by the time you are applying for CFO or governor's consent, a survey plan is one of the required documents. As a matter of fact, you must have heard that they want to do charting. They do charting at the Bureau of Lands, whether in Alausa, in Lagos State, or Okimoson in Ogun State, or any other state at all. So you have to do, you have to call in your surveyor to prepare your own survey plan in your name. So it varies from state to state. And then even, not just state to state, even for example, in Lagos State now, if you want to do a survey plan on your land, for example, if it's in Mushin, what you are going to pay is going to be comparatively lower than what you pay if you are acquiring land in places like Lekki or Aja or Banana Island and the rest of it. You can pay as much as 3 million for a particular survey plan. Whereas in some other parts of Lagos State, you may not need to pay more than maybe 500,000. So there's a template for all these areas. So that's how it goes. Now we move from registered survey plan to legal considerations. Legal considerations. Now, this is very, very instructive. Before purchasing or investing in real estate, several legal steps should be followed or should be taken. This is very, very important. I have had inquiries from people because as a realtor with Lincoln City also, because I'm also involved with my wife with the marketing of the lands. So, and then some of the questions they ask is that, what is the title of Lincoln City of this land? And I tell them, you know, first time, I tell them that, you know, I am involved with Lincoln City as a lawyer and that I have verified with the management of the company. The managing director particularly has assured me and he has shown me documents evidencing the correct or legitimate acquisition of the land that Lincoln City is selling today. Every estate from Lincoln City property has genuine land documents. That I can assure. If anyone is listening to me at this webinar that is still doubtful, I'm erasing your doubt tonight. And then rest assured that every land that you purchase, well, I'm not doing marketing, but I'm just telling you the truth. But at the same time, I can also do marketing. Why not? So I can assure you that every land that you purchase from Lincoln City already has genuine title documents. Then, secondly, legal consideration. You must conduct a land search at the appropriate registry to verify the authenticity and discover any encumbrances. Now, I have one or two things to say concerning this. Now, as a lawyer, as a real estate lawyer, I do beyond the registry search. So my search is in two folds. One, I go, if it's Lagos State, I go to Alausa to do a thorough search. Okay, go to their system there, and then they will download everything to me. Every transaction that has gone on that land, I will see, and they will print it for me. Now, when I have finished that, I now go and do what I describe is my own creation. What I describe as local search, and this has helped me a few times. I have saved some of my clients money. I mean, big money. I prevented them from buying land from quacks, from frauds. Particularly somewhere in Agege, about 2 years ago, a client of mine, you know, elderly couple, wanted to buy a land for 50 million. The transaction had been discussed and concluded, and then we were to pay. My client was to pay the following day. And I told the papa and the mama, I said, sir, just allow me. I want to go back to that land to do what I normally do, which is local search. I went there. What is my local search? This is how I do it. I try to talk to one or two people that have been resident in that area who may have the history of that land. And then that particular time, there was a cobbler, a shoe repairer, close to the gate of this land that I'm talking about. And it doesn't usually cost me money, too much money. Probably sometimes it costs me under 5,000, and I will get the information that I require. Immediately I spoke with this man. He said, sir, are you now one of the people that just left this place? I said, yes, sir. He said, that land, what did you see there? I said, well, I saw that the place was already overgrown with weeds. He said, yes. What else did you see? And I said, I saw some blocks. I saw some granite. I saw some caked cement. And he asked me, what did I not, whether I didn't ask those people who took us there, who brought those materials there. And I said, I asked them, and the answer they gave me was that the owners of the land wanted to start development, but they later changed their minds, and then we now want to sell it. And the man told me, the shoe repairer told me that that's a white lie. That is a lie. That they sold the land to a particular person. It was a man, they sold it to that wanted to start development there, and then all the family, about 4 warring families around Agege, they swooped on him, about 30 of them, and chase him out of that land. So we're talking on legal considerations here. You have to conduct a search, land search at the registry, and then if you have a smart lawyer, you will do what I have just done. Okay? So that tells you, don't just buy land, but I can assure you the land that you buy from Lincoln City is having no encumbrances whatsoever. Now, then you engage a real estate lawyer, just as I've just told you, to review documents and ensure compliance with the law. The document that you are receiving from Lincoln City, for example, they have no encumbrances whatsoever. You are sure that you are buying peace of mind. You are not buying litigation, okay? Then you understand the relevant laws, like the Land Use Act, which governs land ownership and controls, especially in Nigeria and similar jurisdictions. We are talking of Nigeria here. So your lawyer will explain to you the provisions of the Land Use Act. So don't make any mistake. Be a smart investor in real estate. Then still on legal considerations, you have to be aware of the fees and taxes, stamp duties, registration fees, consent fees, and development levies, and part of the legal cost. All these things have been encapsulated in what, for example, Lincoln City called statutory. So you are covered under that. So that is why we tell you about legal considerations. Then we move to due diligence. Due diligence, this is very key. This is very key. It is common to hear of fraudulent land sales or disputes over ownership. Most of these can be avoided by insisting on official documents. Official documents. You know, in Lagos particularly, some people have bought land, 4 times over, and yet they still don't have land they can call their own. Okay, so you have to be sure. This is one of the things that Lincoln City has taken care of, that whenever you buy land from them, your documents is genuine and can be relied upon. Okay, so after due diligence, we move on. We move on. Where under due diligence, you see how verify ownership of the land registry. You verify it. That's part of the search at the land registry. Then you check for survey beacons and development plans. The beacons that are there, on every beacon, there are some numbers. So you have to be watchful. You have to look at it very carefully and ensure that what the number you have on the beacons tally with what you have on the survey plan. So, and then after that, you avoid verbal arguments or undocumented payments. When you are making any payment, insist on your receipt. And that's one of the smart things that Lincoln City is doing. When you make any payment, you get your receipt. It tells you how much you have paid and how much your balance is, and to complete the transaction. Okay. Then a word of caution on this note: the most attractive deals can sometimes be the most dangerous. If a seller receives proper documentation or discourages legal channels, that is a red flag. Okay? So real estate transactions must be guided by transparency, legality, and documented proof. So you have to be very, very careful, when you are purchasing land elsewhere. So you have to insist on the document, ensure that all the document of title on the land are given to you, and then you pass them to your lawyer, who will go and do the due diligence on your behalf, and then so that you can place it. My counsel to you is place it, engage a lawyer. All right. So we are closing home very soon. Summary thought. I can tell you for free that real estate, when approached with the right knowledge, with due diligence, and with a competent lawyer, is one of the most secure and rewarding investments. Land titles are your legal armor and the law is your map. Don't navigate without them. Don't navigate without them, because you need documentations that can be relied upon. So on that note, we come for now to this the end of this webinar. But I want to thank Lincoln City one more time for the privilege that they have given me this evening to speak to you and to educate you and to enlighten what you already know concerning real estate. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, can everyone appreciate the speaker? Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for coming. Thank you for the training, sir.
Yeah, we're still here also. He has not gone. He's still with us. So the
Okay.
next, can you see my screen, please? When I'm showing on my screen.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we have next in our agenda is questions. Whenever it comes to legal discussion, every people always have questions because they always have to be careful. So we have a lawyer, free lawyer. We have a lawyer right now, and doctor is very expensive, but now you have it for free. So ask your questions now. So we are in the question session. Please, if you have any question, just kindly raise up your hand and I'll be signified. Then I will mute you and you can ask doctor questions and he will answer you. Maybe you have questions on understanding some documents, how to go about the legalities of real estate. Okay, I've seen Mr. Julius, I've seen you and you will come next now. Maybe you have questions about there are even some questions your clients will ask you, or how you too can also educate your client. So this is another reason why you should ask questions. So I'm meeting Mr. Julius now so that he can ask his question.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Tosin. Then to our trainer, thank you so much, sir. I've gained a lot during the training. So I have a couple of questions, but actually I'm going to sum up my question into just one question. So my question is it advisable to buy a property or a property that does not have a CFO? So if yes, how do we present it to our clients? Because I noticed that a lot of clients are interested in properties that have CFO. Because if you talk to them now, they will ask you, is the property have a CFO, or what is the title and all that? And when you begin to tell them that the property has the register survey and the deed of assignment, so some of them are scared to buy property that have the register survey or the deed of assignment. So how do we advise them? How do we present it to them that, okay, you can actually buy a property that does not have a CFO without any issue?
Yes, thank you for that question. It is possible to buy any land without CFO because many parcels of land don't have CFO. Yeah, very few have CFO or governor's consent. What you ask for, what you do at that point is, and remember that I did tell you that you get your lawyer involved whenever you want to purchase land. It is very important. Now, because some people decided to skip the services of a lawyer. I'm not saying this because I'm a lawyer, because it doesn't have to be me. I'm just saying I want you to play safe. So tell your lawyer, and then he will ask you to demand for the title documents that demand or the person selling it have. If it's registered, a survey, and whatever they have, particularly that survey, then you hand it over to your lawyer, who will go to the land registry to go and do search. And then they will chart it. They call it charting. They will chart it whether that place is under government acquisition or not. So if it is not under government acquisition, it will be revealed at the Survey General's office through the charting equipment that they have there. So if it is free, no encumbrances, then they will so advise you. So you can see that you can actually purchase land that does not have either C of O or governor's consent. In fact, many land don't have this document, other than sometimes only the receipt. They may have just the receipt, because not everybody will want to go and do survey plan, because survey is expensive now. I told you, some places in Lagos, you can pay as much as 3 million naira for survey plan. And whereas some other areas, it may be just about 500,000. So get your lawyer involved, let him take it off from there and do the due diligence. So you can buy plots that are not necessarily certificated. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oh, all right.
All right. Do we have any other person who has questions? Please just raise your hand, or you can make a comment on the comment section so that we can answer your question. Okay. I think we don't. Okay, we have. Okay. All right. Mr. Folamo, kindly unmute, please.
Thank you very much. Sir, please, I appreciate this opportunity. I just want to ask, what is the implication of a land that the chart says are Greek land, and what are the processes involved, and what can one ask the what can, or rather, I just need you to enlighten me on what the implications of buying an estate that has a Greek as the land when you chart.
All right. In some states, the state government, they have designated some land for particular purposes. Some are for agric, some are industrial, some are residential. So what this means is that if a particular land is designated for agriculture, you won't be allowed to do any other thing other than agriculture. Meaning that you cannot build a residential house there, neither can you build a commercial building there. So it is strictly for agriculture. So if you go build residential house on an agric designated land, then you will not be allowed. You will not be allowed. In fact, it is enough for government to acquire that land from you. So that is it. Whatever government has designated, you must follow it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much. Someone said that, for example, in Lagos, if urbanization starts moving in that direction, that there is a process that can change the agric land to residential.
Very well.
That's true, sir.
If a particular land has been designated for whatever purpose, that such designation was done by government. It is only the government that can change it. Nothing will change it except the government itself, if they have a rethink. Okay? So you don't say because of the exigencies of the moment, or probably you are seeing some things, some possible things that could happen there, and you just assume that if you put up a building like that, the government will countenance it. No, they will not, until you have to wait. That's the reason you have to do due diligence. You do search at the registry, and they will tell you. What you are saying now, I've had a few experiences, from some of my clients. So I just went to government, to Alausa. Sometimes I think I've had about 2 or so in Ogun State. I went to Kemos on there, and then they said, no, this place is designated for agriculture. So nothing else can be done there. But if they want to do something else, it is the same government that designated it that can change it.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
Okay, Mr. Julius, do you have another question? Because I'm seeing your hand up.
Yes, please. I have another question. And my
Okay.
question is it safe to buy a property that has only a professional survey? Because I have a case whereby the property only has a professional survey, but it does not have the registered survey. So if the answer is yes, so what is the implication of such action?
All right. Yes, it is safe to buy a land with provisional survey, provided that you cure the interim status later with, satisfying
Siri.
the condition
Hey
precedent
Siri.
and the condition subsequent. So there are two types of conditions now. One is called condition precedent, and the other is condition subsequent. That is, condition precedent is what you must do to get the provisional survey, and the condition subsequent is what you must now do to convert your provisional survey to a full survey. You must meet the condition subsequent. So there's no danger in it at all.
All right. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
My pleasure. Okay.
All right, we have one more person. Okay, please. Sir, please introduce yourself because your name is not here. What you are saying is 4:30. Now, Ma, so I'm asking to unmute now. Can you unmute to ask a question?
Good evening, everyone. Shit.
Good evening, we can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, my name is Tolani. My brand name is A1 Luxury Homes and Properties. Thank you very much for this privilege. I really appreciate. My question is, in the course of the class, the facilitator said when a client wants to get a land or any properties, he should make known, like acknowledge the lawyer. So I want to ask, in what aspect should the client call up his lawyer? Is it from inception or when he has already acquired the land? That's my question.
Okay, that's a very good question. From experience, even up to lately, I discovered that some people, they just go ahead to pay for land before they inform their lawyer. Now, there is a booby trap in such purchases. There are some booby traps. Now, some of the vendors or moneyless or whatever, the source from which you are purchasing that land, there are some things that are hidden that they will hide from you at the point of paying them money. So you don't do that. If you have identified a land that you like, that you want to purchase, demand for the title document from the vendor. Okay? When you demand for the title document, they should be ready to give you at least a copy. Although there are situations that they say they don't want the document it has been flying all over the place. They don't want it to fly more. Okay, but then you still need to have a copy of that document. So if they oblige you, then you hand over to your lawyer, who will go to the land registry to go and do search. You can see that this topic of search is coming back. It's always coming back. So your lawyer will go and do search, both the registry search and the one which I have added to my practice, which is what I call local search. Okay, so you will go and do that. There are times that even at the registry you discover that there are some encumbrances. Now, you see, he may have pledged that property as a mortgage. Or there may be a charge. There may be a charge on it. What is a charge? A charge is that time you take a loan from the bank. It's not necessarily a mortgage. It's not necessarily a collateral. but a charge. You say, okay, for me, if I don't pay this money back, if I don't, if that is you, because you want that loan facility very, very quickly. And then they give you some conditions without even consulting anybody, without reading it, to your understanding. You just accept because you need that money so badly. So you must engage your lawyer from the onset. Let your lawyer go and confirm the status of that land at the land registry, and also go further to do, not every lawyer does that anyway, but I still do it. I make sure that I do it. I do my local search, and it has been helping tremendously because the case which I told you of 50 million, my commission was to be 2.5 million. And I had only 24 hours before I will become 2.5 million naira richer. Now, but my conscience told me that, okay, tomorrow by 12 noon, I will be 2.5 million naira richer, but my client will lose 50 million. And I said, no, I better lose 2.5 million than allow my client to lose 50 million. And I told the baba, the mama that, sir, ma, you are not purchasing that land. He said, lawyer, why? I said, I've discovered an encumbrance. He said, why? What? And I explained to them. So that's how I prevented them from losing 50 million. It is not as if they will ultimately lose the 50 million, because if they had paid them, if I have not done due diligence, if I have not done that local search, we reveal that. Now, the registry search did not reveal that. You can see, the registry search, which I did earlier, did not reveal that. But the local search revealed that to me. And then I stopped them from making the payment the following day. The lawyer of the vendors is a big man, lawyer. We had the meeting in his office, Awolowo Way, Ikeja. And then, immediately I called up that negotiation. The lawyer started calling me. He said, lawyer, why are we not? I said, sir, we are not. My client has changed his mind. We are no longer buying it. So, sir, you must do the needful for yourself. Secure your hard-earned money. Let your lawyer do the footwork for you. So if your lawyer is satisfied that, yes, it is safe, then you go ahead. Yes, does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So, as I said earlier, that I wanted this to be a 1 hour session so that we can continue or get ready for the week. So I think we have answered all our questions, and I'm very sure that we all learned something. Please, if you learned something, kindly comment that you learned something to encourage both the speaker and even me that what's the word that is hosting this session. Anyways,
The host.
yeah, thank you very much. So let's go to the next thing on our schedule. So this webinar is something we want to please, coming. I don't know what I did. Okay, so this webinar is something we are using as it's going to be a continuous thing. Please, I'm coming. I'm trying to get back to my screen. I don't know how I left the screen of the. Okay, I'm going to reshare it again. Oopsie. Okay, I'm trying to know how I left my screen. All right, so we have an upcoming webinar that is on the 27th of April, and this will be talking about mastering property sales and client relationship building. So as I said earlier, this webinar is something we are going to be consistent with. We'll be having at least 2 webinars monthly where we'll be discussing different issues around real estate and even around building your brand as a successful real estate consultant. So I want to encourage every one of us to attend these webinars. Please, we won't take much of your time. They test 1 hour max, or 1 hour 30 minutes, or 1 hour 30 minutes max. Then please, for our new realtors that joined us today, kindly follow us on all our social media platforms, on Instagram, Lincoln City Property Limited, on TikTok, Lincoln City Property, on YouTube. So we are on Instagram, YouTube, and on TikTok, and we post engaging content, educative content that can help you grow as a realtor, and also educating content about real estate. So we're coming to the end of our webinar. I want to thank everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for taking out of your precious time to join today's session. So we're coming to the end. Just want to check if I have any message on the. Okay, I think someone asked a question. Oh, how can we get in touch with the lawyer if permitted? Okay, he's also one of the company lawyers. So if you want to get in touch with him, just send a message you can send a message to Mr. Fortune, or you can even send us a message on IG or on any of your platforms. He's one of the company lawyers, and we will get you connected with him. So he's a very busy man, so it has to be something serious. So please. Anyways, thank you to everyone who joined. So we'll be having another session on the 27th. Please make yourself available, same time, 8 p.m. And we'll be talking about sales and customer relationship, customer care management. So thank you. Have a wonderful night. Good night. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Good night. Thank you.
Bye. Good night. Thank you very much.
Bye. Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Bye. Thank you so much.
Good night. Thank you.